Hi friends, it's Murph. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to share another family recipe with you. So let's get started. First I'll show you, this is a recipe box my sister gave me that has been in the family for a long time. You can see how old it is. So I've been looking through it and today we're going to make this one. I love all the old handwritings from my great-grandmother and my grandmother. It's pretty special. So I put them in some sleeves so I won't get them too dirty. This one's called Applesauce Loaf. I have almost everything in my pantry, so I thought it'd be really quick and easy. So I'll show you and we'll change it up to your liking along the way. So first in this bowl, we have a half a cup of butter, because that's my favorite ingredient because it makes everything taste better, and a cup of sugar. And to it, we're gonna add an egg. So these three things we're gonna mix together till they're incorporated before we add the dry ingredients. So I have some applesauce. I think like homemade applesauce would be really great. You could add chunks of apples, but I'm just gonna show you the way my family makes this and then offer some suggestions, okay? Okay, so that looks really good there. Now to this, we're going to add 1.5 cup of flour. I just use all-purpose flour. I'm gonna set things aside because I don't have a lot of room, okay? And then these are the seasonings. So in here, and I'll write down all the measurements for you, so we have baking soda and salt. We have nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves. You know what? You know that smells good, right? Okay. So give that a little mix, and then we're going to add 1.25 cup of applesauce. This is an unsweetened applesauce. You know, I don't think it really matters. If you used it and it was sweetened, it would be fine. A little sweetness, nice cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Have a nice piece of this would be good. So we're gonna start mixing that together. Now, there's only a couple more things. So to this, we're going to add, and like I said, this is the way the recipe was written. So you can change it up if you want, but it's a half a cup of raisins and a half a cup of nuts. So I'm using half a cup of pecans and a half a cup of raisins. You could add walnuts. You could eliminate the nuts if you don't like it. If you don't like raisins, I wonder how maybe like half a cup of chopped apple would be. Just kind of think about it and think about what you like and change it up. Maybe instead of the raisins, chocolate chips would be good. You know, so whatever works for you, okay? So that's about it. I'm just about done. It smells so good. I don't know about you, but nutmeg, cloves, and cinnamon, it always smells really good together. Okay, so we're gonna set that aside. I'm gonna show you how to prepare the pan. So it's just a loaf pan. So I remember when I was a kid, we'd always use shortening and we'd put it in the pan, and we never had like any kind of vegetable spray or anything like that, or a stick of butter we would kind of rub along the side. I'm using a glove because I really can't stand the way shortening feels on my hands. We used to use like a piece of wax paper or a sandwich bag, and we put our hand in it and just kind of rub it. So I'm just taking a little bit of, this is just shortening, Crisco, and I'm just gonna rub it in the pan, okay? So maybe like, I don't know, maybe like a tablespoon or so to do this whole pan. And then we're going to add some flour. So to me, when I was learning how to bake, this was one of the trickiest things for me. That was quite a few years ago, and I'm not saying I'm a pro at it now, because I'm not, but what I do is, this calls for some flour. So we're gonna put the flour right on here too. So I just use like maybe the same, like a tablespoon or so. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna kind of bang it around. I always make a mess. So I'm just gonna kind of show you. You just kind of bang it around until you get it all the way around and cover it up where you put all of the shortening, okay? Then let's just pretend I have everything covered. You're just gonna kind of wanna bang it because you really wanna have the excess flour out. So see, that looks pretty good. If you can see with the light, okay? Then we're gonna put the batter right in here. We're gonna bake it at 350, and we're gonna bake that. The recipe card says an hour. That makes me nervous because 55 minutes, I'm gonna be checking it and see how it's doing. So it comes out a little bit brown, but it looks really good. So let me just kind of show you. In this little shaker, all I have is powdered sugar. So here's the key with the recipe. It comes out of the oven, you let it sit in the pan for 10 minutes to cool. Once the 10 minutes is gone, you can invert it and put it on a rack to cool it. And then you sprinkle it with powdered sugar. So this is still a little bit warm, but it's cool enough. And all I did was give it a little shake with some powdered sugar. I cut the end already because I didn't want to waste much more of your time and wanted to show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. And it smells lovely. Oh, it kind of reminds me, just the smell of it, like almost like a carrot cake. That cinnamon, and must be like the applesauce. That's what it reminds me of. But it sure doesn't taste like it. It's like, it's like heaven. It really is. I hope you enjoy this family recipe of mine. I can't wait to share more with you real soon. You take care.